Let's go.
This is the Spike Rebel music experience.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together.
This is the Spike Rebel music experience. All right, painting with my suit on. This is Spike Rebel again for the Spike Rebel experience, where we always showing positive artists with messages and music. This is the Spike Rebel experience. Hopefully, we can come to your town for this. Today's guest, off the chain, one of the hardest instruments that I know. That it's just a challenge, but it's so sexy. You know what I'm talking about, the saxophone. And one of the artists, Audley Reid, is in the house today. Come on up, man.
What's happening?
You can't shake this hand. You can't shake this hand. Right, here you go.
What's up, Cat? How you
Hey,
doing?
what's good?
All
What's
right,
good?
man.
I want to have a seat.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah. So I already know that you local to global, so I'm glad you came by.
I like that, local to global.
Local to global.
Maybe I'll put that on my website.
Now, are you from Chicago?
You know, I've lived here all of my life. I was born in Jamaica.
Ha!
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I don't hear it,
Yeah.
so-
Oh, it's there. It's there. It's there. But I've lived here in Chicago basically all my life.
Yes.
Even though I've been fortunate enough to travel many places, but this is what I call home, man.
So you started playing in Jamaica when you was little?
No,
or?
I started playing when I was here. High school.
High
little
school?
Grammar school.
What high school?
South Shore.
South Shore. That's
Yeah.
70-something in
Yeah, right off of
Cottage.
Constance. Yeah.
Constance?
Constance, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's been fun, man, and I was never a great player
Okay.
per se, but I managed to stay at it and perfect the craft of trying.
So
to
did
be
you
a
have
good
another
musician.
major? What was was it a battle between music and engineering or something?
No,
or?
there was never a battle. As far as I was concerned, I've always enjoyed playing music, even though I didn't go to school for music. I went to school for business and so forth. So I spent 26 years in corporate America, and I'm not gonna
20?
I'm not going to tell my age, but yeah, 26 years altogether in corporate America.
Did
But
you
I've
like
always
it?
Played.
Did you like that?
I'm happy now, man.
Okay.
Is that a good way of deflecting the question?
Yeah, well balanced, right? I mean, that means you got some serious knowledge on that creative side,
Oh, yeah.
and that other thing. So
Oh, yeah. No, I enjoyed my life in
how about
corporate America.
how about your family? Are you the only one, or is a bunch
No.
of musicians from the?
No, as a matter of fact, I'm the only musician in the family. Man, my two other brothers, they don't play.
Are
so-
they here?
Yeah. They're here in Chicago, and my dad is a big time music lover. Now, the interesting thing with my dad, he's a straight ahead guy. Yeah, man.
Charlie Parker, all that.
Yeah. I mean, that's all that's all I heard in the house.
Right.
Now, he won't come to a set if I'm playing some smooth jazz or some R&B and stuff like
Right. The
that.
Najee stuff.
Yeah. No. He's like, call me when you're doing the real music, per se, in his
So,
mind.
yeah.
So I've got one of the harshest critics within my own family. So it's an interesting dynamic.
Wow. So what's your favorite instrument outside of the? I'm saying sax. I mean, there's several. For those who don't know, you have the alto, the baritone. Most of them I see them playing on the soprano.
On the soprano.
So-
yeah. Well, the saxophones run just like the human voice.
Okay.
You've got your soprano, alto, tenor, baritone, and bass.
Now, what's
Now-
a bass sax? That's the.
I'm 6'1", and the bass saxophone sitting flat on the ground is about my height.
That's that one on The Simpsons or something.
Oh no, man, it's bigger than that. It's
Wow.
yeah,
okay.
it's deep, man. Then
Okay.
you got a contrabass. You got a lot.
So they're the same concept, like almost families, like congas and
Yes.
everything else.
Just different pitches and in different keys.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. It just looks. I mean, if you start at a young age, I guess it makes sense to you, the stuff. But from somebody else, that it just looks like a difficult instrument.
No, it's pretty. It's playing saxophones are pretty. They're not easy. None of the instruments are ever easy.
So discipline
Yeah.
comes
Oh, yeah.
with all the real instruments,
Oh, yeah.
basically.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Do you know anything about the digital stuff? Are you tapping into?
I've been a MIDI guy for many years, man.
So you
I,
produce a little bit.
I do a little bit producing, more playing.
Okay.
You
But
know,
MIDI, you don't MIDI too much sax.
Oh, you
It's
MIDI
really keyboards and drums. Or
no,
yeah.
no, you
No?
MIDI a whole lot of stuff, man. Back in the early part of when I first got into the MIDI, I used to play on a Yamaha product called the Windjammer.
I don't know.
That was their first line into the electronic wind instruments, the Iwis.
Right. Is
So-
that what Bradford plays, or that's a new one?
No, Bradford basically strictly plays the horns. He
Okay.
doesn't do too much electronic stuff.
Okay.
You know, but you hear it all the time.
But that manipulates the sound
oh yeah,
into sort of like Pat Metheny. You
Yes.
can make that guitar
Yes.
sound like a flute.
absolutely, absolutely, yeah.
Wow. So you like that?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And so you've done co-production albums.
I've done 3 CDs underneath my name over the course of the years, and plus many other recordings with a lot of other artists across the board, man. So
Right.
you know, it's like I've been out there for a couple of days.
So this is my thing. You corporate and you're super creative. So that must mean you have tapped somewhere into the management and royalties and booking agents and branding and the internet.
Well, you know, those are all very, very separate and unique beasts, all to themselves.
Okay.
Each one has its own particular dynamic, interest, personality.
Right.
And some days you just want to go in the bathroom and close the door
Hello.
and hang the sign that says "Do not disturb."
Right.
So you know, but this is what we do, man.
Man, what's one of your favorite instruments outside? Like I said, outside of the sax, on the set. What is?
You know,
Has it always been just the sax?
no, you know, one of the things that I'm going to treat myself to, hopefully this year, is a cello. I've always wanted to be able to play the cello.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, great sound. It's a lot different from what I'm used to hearing.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that just the dynamic of being able to play a string instrument, man,
Right.
and just have that sound right here,
Right.
at you is just a different thing.
What about piano? Have you played, tapped onto?
You know, I play a little bit of piano. You'll never hear me play piano live on the gig,
Yeah.
but yeah, I do play a little bit.
So are you consider yourself a producer per se? Like you can stand out solo as a saxophonist, but it sounds to me like you have an array of understanding of a lot of things. So that's kind of like an orchestrator,
Well,
composer.
you know, I wouldn't say that I'm a great producer. You know, that's not really my field. But if I'm there, I can handle those type of things. You know, I really enjoy playing, and I'm probably one of those guys that says, you know, if I can play versus producing, depending on the project,
Okay.
I will play.
You would play.
Yeah, but I'm comfortable, you know, behind the scenes, and,
Right.
and I do a lot of things behind the scenes that
Okay.
away from playing, you know,
Okay.
that involve the dynamics of music.
So talk to me a little bit on the word about the emotions from the sax player. I mean, I guess on a piano, guitar, you can evoke anger or love and whatever, but those sax guys, you see it in the face and that shoulder bends.
Yeah,
Is
that's probably because I got a nervous twitch and got to adjust the neck strap. you know,
Is that true? Like you become one with the instrument, you know? You see those?
I think you have to, you know, regardless of what you play, you know, I think you have to show, you know, the love for the horn, the love for the music, the love for the people. So I think it all comes out. You know, nothing is ever that contrite. You know, you just got to do what you do.
So for the young people, I mean, there's old people that want to learn to play guitar. My mom,
Me too.
and they still want to learn the other instruments. But the discipline for you, it started in high school or
Yes.
before high school, tapping.
Just a little bit before high school.
And then, did you continue in college or more on the sets, learning everything from the scales to?
Well, I was very, very fortunate, per se, that a lot of things today in the music world, you know, you don't have that many people pulling you up, taking you under your wings and
That's
stuff
true.
like that. So I was in a situation as to where some of the saxophone players that passed through where I was hanging out with were Leon Randall. I used to play Bobby Blues Band.
Bobby Blue.
My man who played Don Myrick.
Okay.
You know, Louis Satterfield, those type of guys. You know, Ari Brown.
Yeah.
Al Smith, Mawade Bowden, who's part of the AACM, by the way, they're having their 50th year celebration. A musical group great things in the community and so forth. So I was kind of lucky, man. And you know, I used to go mess around and play, and they take my Reid, and they're like, you know, come back when you got it together.
Whoa.
You know, so it was a thing as to where one day I just happened to be playing a little tune, and I got slapped upside the head, and they told me don't come back until you can do whatever.
Motivation.
Yeah, do whatever you have to do. So I called myself being smart. I came back a week later and told them I was ready. Come to find out I wasn't ready, and I came back about a month later, and I was very ready.
Okay.
You know, so you have to go from that
Stages.
point. Yeah. And, you know, some guys pull up the horn and it's a done deal.
Right.
You know, other guys like me, you know, we have to work and practice at our craft every day.
You ever try the trumpet?
Again, you know, I play about 9 or 10 different instruments.
But they're all reed or woodwind?
Yeah, related. And I have played a little bit of trumpet, a little bit of trombone. But again, you'll never see me play them out.
Right. So that buzz, you don't have to buzz your lips on the sax. That trumpet thing, man, that's
a whole nother
I
beast,
tried that
man.
a week. I was, no, that's not me.
You know, I think for brass players, you know, I think that fear for me would just be putting that horn up to your lips and the note doesn't come out, because there's no guarantee that note that, you know, so I'm always at a marvel, man, for brass players and,
Right.
you know, saxophones and reed instruments are just a little bit different.
What's your favorite style of music? You have a favorite, or you just
One
all
that-
one pool?
One that pays.
The one that pays?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've played, have you played over some house music? Or have they sampled
Yes.
you? Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Reggae?
Yeah.
Calypso?
Yeah.
Jazz?
Ska?
Church?
Yeah.
Church is gospel.
Yeah. Done that too.
World music?
Yes.
Wow. Blues? You already
Yes.
said that. Bobby Blue Bland.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He passed, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's one of
I
my
didn't play in
favorites.
his band, but I knew, you know, his saxophone player. Yeah.
Wow.
I
So
do.
so you would be almost what I would consider almost like a master, no matter what situation. If you was karate, you size up what's happening, and then okay, I know where to go.
Well, you know, master is being quite kind. No, I would say that.
You engage the crowd or the.
Yeah, yeah. I've kind of figured out that I need to eat as a musician, and I have not gotten to the point of the level to where I can say I'm just going to play jazz 24 hours a day or R&B 24 hours a day.
Okay.
I come to find out that I like to pay my bills and I like to eat. So what I've done is over the course of the years, I've been fortunate enough to be in various situations to play a house gig. A DJ will call and say, hey, I need a horn to come play
Right.
the gig. Do that, you know.
So what's your advice to all the starving musicians to be sort of in the mindset of you got to take care of that the home, the car note, the et cetera, versus so many gigs for $150, $75, and no insurance, no.
Well-
That's a lot of us.
Well, you know, I think you begin to get into personal choice and personal preference. You know, I would say my rule of thumb is this, is that you have to do what's going to be right for you and also understand what's going to be right for others.
Like if you had a wife.
Or baby mama.
There you
Or baby, you know, so I don't know.
Right.
You know, only thing that I can say is that the music and the arts alone allow you to express yourself. And I think you need to do that. But I also think you need to be aware of where you are and who you are.
So would you consider yours a balance between healing your intentions with music as well as, like you said, a business now is entertainment? Those are like two different, but you could be both, right?
Well, you know, you can be both. It just depends on you. It just depends on what your knowledge and intake of the business is. You know, just as much as I do things out front playing the saxophone, I do a lot of things behind the scenes.
Okay.
You know, I think that the business of music, the way it is right now, is more important than the music itself.
Wow, that's deep.
You know, you know, it's been a weird thing that you can have all the talent in the world, but if no one knows you,
Right. So how do they know you now? From the internet, word of mouth, overseas? I know you've been some places. I haven't gotten
Yeah,
to that.
well,
But
we've all been some places, you know, whether we want to admit it or not. You know, it's but no, I've been, you know, like I say, man, I've been so lucky. Um,
but you got a lot of stuff on the internet. I was checking you out. I'm thinking
You
it's
were-
like
you were
7
sneaking
videos
around?
pop up. Yeah, and I looked up Audley, Reid, and pow, like I don't know, 70. You got a lot. I saw you live a year ago at the Japanese restaurant playing. I can't
Yeah.
remember the
Oh yeah. Oh gosh.
over there near 71st, and then
House of Bing.
House of Bing. Right, you were the featured artist.
Yes.
And you threw down that time, and that was the first time me seeing you step. I don't know if you was stepping. You grabbed a lady out the audience, and you was
Oh.
working the crowd off the
Yeah.
stage, and you had her in your arms and was playing some notes way up in heaven somewhere.
Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah.
Was
yeah.
you
I-
practice that, man? How you practice that?
Well, you know, that's, you know, one of the few times that I will step out and really engage. You know, I was doing a play a few years ago. We were doing a tribute to Phyllis Hyman on Blue Island. Very interesting play. And so they needed a little break while there was a change.
Okay.
And so they featured me in Spotlight, and I was like, oh. And then one day they said, you know, roll on. We need you to extend it a little bit.
Okay.
So from that point, I just went out and grabbed a young lady in the audience, brought her on stage, and just started dancing with her and playing
Right.
saxophone at the same time. And that's just been one of my little monikers of.
That's amazing.
on
Like
my
you
show.
could put your arm around and play, or I don't know, but that's very
Yeah, yeah.
that's a rarity that you see with never
Yeah.
seen Najee or those guys.
That's because they can play. See, I got to get a little gimmick in there. You know? They help me out
Right.
a little bit, you know. But it's all good, man.
Yeah. So have what the likes of Santana? Name some of the big global groups or stuff you've done out of the country.
Oh man, I've played Thailand. Asia. You know, just a whole Asia trip. You know, Japan, Mexico, Canada, Jamaica. Oh gosh, that's a lot of places, man.
You ever do those cruises? That was part of your journey.
Well, you know, many years ago, I used to play on the cruise lines out of the port of Miami,
Okay.
and I'll tell you a funny story about that. You know, I'm going to date myself here, so excuse me. Back in the days when they used
Back
to
in
have
the
the
day.
love boat.
The Love Boat.
The Love Boat, man. And I thought that the musicians were going to be in one of those Love Boat cabins, you know, with the little windows.
Yeah.
So when I got on the boat, they said, just follow us. And we're going down, and we're going down another level. We're going down another level.
Putting the
And
coal.
we're going down another level. And then we went past the galley. I'm like, well, wait a minute, man. We already 5 flights down. Where we go?
Right.
So we went down another 2 flights. And they said, that's your room over there. And I saw this little door. A room? I said, man, that's not even the bathroom.
Wow.
Open that door. Come to find out I had a roommate. And I know that we're on TV, so
Right,
I can't
right.
say what
Okay.
I can't say what I said, but
What the?
yeah. Yeah. And it was just it was a great experience. At that time, you couldn't really fraternize with the guest,
Okay.
and you had to walk on one side of the,
Uh-oh.
you know, and they had their rule book was about like that of the things that you
Can't do.
Can't do.
Wow.
So I don't know what it's like now. Like I said, that was many, many years ago, but
But
it
you're
was
eating
fun.
good now.
I've
right?
always ate well, brother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
man.
I don't buy into that starving artist routine, just like anything else in life.
It's your thoughts.
Yeah.
Keep your thoughts high.
Yeah. Yeah.
How does that work? How does the sax and where you are now deal with your mindset? Like you're a very spiritual person, or you kind of what? Just
Well-
life is life.
Well, you
Just
know,
hit your bumps.
A lot of my friends would probably think that I'm pretty aloof on certain issues, you know. But I just think you just gotta go with the flow, man. You know, there's certain things in life that you can fight and you can get in there and everybody be like rah rah rah, you know. But at the end of the day, if it doesn't serve the purpose to better yourself, then you need to move on.
Okay.
You know, and I've always had the thought that it is always a good thing to speak your mind, but it's also a good thing to keep the mouth shut and the ears and eyes working.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, because everybody really doesn't want to hear your opinion about certain things.
Right.
So you need to.
So you're very seasoned now.
Oh, brother, you don't get to be this complexion without being seasoned. Okay? You know, there. You know, I think there are things in life that help you,
Okay.
and there's things in life that hurt you. And the things in life that hurt you, you've got to learn how to turn that around so that they can help you.
So it's like a lesson, if you can see it that way.
Oh man, you got to.
Yeah.
You know, life is what it is, man. And those, you know, you may have a couple of people out there maybe a little bit more fortunate than you, but that doesn't mean that you lack the ability to go out and do whatever it is that you're intended to do.
Right. So what do you have next up on your sleeve with the
Wow, man.
big stuff?
You know, it's going to be very interesting. I kind of dropped the ball on a subject here. I was supposed to be doing a classical recording, and I kind of dropped the ball on that because I had some other things happening with some timing issues. So I'm kind of saddened about that. But I'm getting ready to do a play pretty soon. I think it's starting the negotiations now. I can't really get into it.
Yeah.
But I think that's going to be pretty good. We're going to be doing, my band and I, we're going to be doing the iRock Jazz Festival.
I heard of that.
And
Okay.
so that's going to be pretty cool. We got a few other little things that are going on. We're doing some traveling and some recording with some artists on the road pretty soon. So,
Okay, you got to keep it into the bag till it's sign the contracts.
well, you know, not someone sign the contract. Make sure that the check clears.
Oh, yes.
Yes, sir.
Wow. So, you want to do a couple songs with us?
You know, I can go ahead and do that, man. You know, I've been admiring your artwork here.
Yeah, I'm starting. I'm going to put a couple images looking into yourself. That's kind of what you're talking about. You
All
can
right.
make some choices. So the mirrors
Yeah.
are going to be part of the yeah.
You know,
I'll finish it by the time you finish jamming with us.
Yeah, well, you know, let me tell you something, man. I can't draw a straight line. So you'll never have to worry about me trying to be an artist.
But you are an artist.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it's
You
another
know,
kind
you know, that's a whole different
thing.
level of perception and concept, you know.
Yeah, but that's you too, right? When you gauge that crowd, or you see you hone in to somebody in the audience, and
Now, you can't hone in on somebody in the audience. That
you
can
can get in
you
trouble.
hurt. That can get you hurt. So you just have to take that global, you know, and keep your focus. You know, that could
Right.
be an interesting deal. I've been there, done that one.
Look, my last thing before you bless us with a couple songs, what do you talk a little bit about today's vibration with the digital stuff? I don't want to always bash the hip hop or what everything's becoming seems like digital and just about the money. Is that what's your opinions on?
When you say digital and about the money, well, I think there's a couple of things that affect the business. And, you know, music and the arts are about constant change. They're about you constantly learning about the business.
Okay.
Because music is one of the few businesses out there that has no age limit restrictions. So you can start earning money coming out of the womb. The doctor slap your butt and you singing. Oh, wait a minute. You the next hot thing. So, you know, when you take a look at the longevity of what music is about evolution. And if you don't evolve or find a way to make it work for you,
There it is.
then we become like dinosaurs.
Wow.
You know, and again, you have to understand too that the marketplace, you know, you got a lot of young, great artists coming up, you know, and you've been out here doing this thing for X amount of days. And, you know, you may feel that the recognition level isn't there for you. You know, but the thing is, though, you know, you have to hold fast and steadfast to whatever it is that you think that you're going to do. And, you know, there's only 1% of the people that's really going to make the money. Everybody else is cramming for the same dollar. You know, like if we take a look at what's happening with the business in general over the last maybe say 7 to 8 years, where you would have your A-line players, your B-line, and so forth, or tiers, or whatever you want to say. you know, just due to various reasons, you've had some artists that used to do stadiums. Now you see
And now
them
they're
at
doing
theaters.
Yes, yeah.
So
yeah.
if you are an artist that think that your record is moving and you're trying to move up these ladders, well, you have to understand that it may not be your time yet,
Okay.
but that doesn't mean that you stop doing your craft.
Hello. Yes, sir. That's why you're here, man.
You know,
Thank
my
you.
brother?
Yeah.
Absolutely, man.
All right. Well, we're gonna see you do what? You gonna do 2 or 3?
I'm going to try to do a couple of numbers. I'm going to probably do a couple of acapella things, and while you know, trying to do your drawing, I'm going to peek through the window to see what you're doing, you know, and see what we can inspire.
Audley Reid, you all. You gotta stay tuned. He's coming back to jam with us. All right. Spike Rebel Experience.
Yeah, brother, what you got for me, man? You got your bass sound, huh?
No, yeah. Play a
right,
little.
all
I'm trying to mix it up. You know, for the love of, no, I'm sure.
For the love of money, we ain't got none this week.
Yeah, That wasn't bad. Not bad. Yeah. And you need to practice a little bit, man.
Hey, man, every day. Okay. Hi, this is saxophonist Audley Reid, and I'm going to do an a cappella song for you from my latest CD, A Plays E, and this is called On the Upside. Hi, I'm going to play a tune from you from one of my favorite saxophone players. This is Mr. Ronnie Law's version of Always There.
Mr. Reid,
Yes, sir, my brother.
thank you for those 3 tunes.
Man, it was my pleasure, man. I like that bass player, man.
Hey, man,
we got to call him every now and then.
Look, do these have names? You know how people name cars, their babies, Mary and Betsy, what?
No, I just, no, I don't
They're
have a name.
associates.
No, they're more than associates,
Oh,
man.
okay.
Because
you got 9 of them.
Yeah. see, associates you can leave in your vehicle. See, I never leave these in the vehicle.
Okay,
Bro. They
okay.
go with me wherever I go.
These 2.
All of them.
Oh, wow. Okay.
When you got to practice, man, you can't afford to leave your stuff out in the ride.
Hey, man.
And they get cold, and then they have an attitude.
Yeah.
And
All
stuff
right.
may break, and so you got to treat them right.
Well, these on this show, they only give me like 15 minutes to try to paint while you was
wow.
playing. So
Okay.
I created a few things over here. The sax player had to work on them, but we put in the frame. And, this is a show where the artists meet the artists. So
Okay.
I put some mirrors on here. It's basically about looking into yourself. You talked about that, making some choices. And who do you see? So musicians in the mirror, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, man, that's nice, man.
Drum set, bass is the mirror, and you have to look deep into it.
Okay. Yeah.
Where can we find you when we look deep into you?
Man, when I'm not practicing in the bathroom, you can find me on the internet at my website, which is www.audleyreid.com, and that's AUDLEYREID.
That's good you said that.
Yeah, because you'll have me looking for somebody else and you'll never find me. But www.audleyreid.com.
And we can look forward to CD, books, movies.
Well, let's not jump the gun too far on the books and the movies because I don't think anybody wants me to write about what I.
Man, you see Miles and them when they were grinding, I see the stuff they're still saving it like this is the journey.
Well, yeah. Well, that's a good thought. I have to look at that. I haven't really thought about that, but there may be a little movie thing down the road. Yeah, there may be.
Well, leave the audience, young and old, with something positive from Mr. Reid.
Well, the only thing that I can say is just believe in yourself. Just always do what you feel is right.
What you feel.
Yeah.
That's the key.
Yeah. Because without feeling, there's no existence. And love what you do, love those that are around you, and don't take no for an answer. Mm-hmm. And I think one of the most important things too is value your worth.
There it is. Mr. Audley Reid, this again is the Spike Rebel Experience, and you can check out this type of artistry right here. Not that, but both at StageTheShow.tv. And until next time, where positive music lives, right here. All right.
All right.
Let's go. This is the Spike Rebel Experience.